Well, hello my friends, welcome back to the Battle of Chickamauga. We are of course continuing as the Federals, the forces of Abraham Lincoln, in this case, the forces of the United States against the Confederacy, and boy, has this been an interesting battle. Now one thing we want to do, we've got McCook all the way up here. I definitely want to bring him through the woods here. One thing I'm loving about Chickamauga is just the wilderness aspect of this battle, the immense amount of wilderness that we have covered here. It's pretty awesome. And one thing that's for sure is I want to take our skirmishers and start harassing the enemy artillery. I know that the enemy artillery can be quite a pain in the ass later on in these battles, but at the same time, we've gotten orders to defend quite a number of positions. Nonetheless, I want to capture Jay's Mill and try to take that position if I can. Of course, I'm pretty much expecting a large Confederate force to start firing at us, so we do want to be careful here. We also want to get Long to maybe a supply wagon sooner or later, because he is running out of ammo, or he is totally out of ammo. I'm thinking the best thing we can do here is charge on Whitehall and Robertson. At least we've got our sabers, and hopefully we can make a difference here and try and rout an artillery unit. That's exactly what we're doing. We're also going to hit Walthall, hit some of these infantry units, and continue moving forward. In fact, I'm going to continue firing on Walthall, and eventually we will get some ammo for Long, but right now my main concern is to try and rout Walthall. It looks like it's working pretty well, and also try to rout Robertson. And I really think that his attack is not as incredible as it seems, because Robertson's in the woods. I'm not so sure if cannons fire just as well in the woods. I would assume that they probably don't. Again, I could be totally wrong on that, but being in the trees and firing cannons, it seems to me that a lot of that shell shot, a lot of that firepower is going to just smack into the trees right ahead of you. I could be wrong, but we're going to continue forward to try to capture Jay's Mill with Thomas and his men. So we're going to keep moving forward, and I am moving these guys just basically one by one. I'm not moving them all as a group, because the enemy skirmishers have been pretty dangerous in this battle. Let's actually get some skirmishers out of McCook. It's been a sort of a woodsy battle between skirmishers, and we've got to try to hold the advantage here, because we've been doing all right. I want to see if Turchin can go for a charge against Wilson. Numbers are on your side like that, it would be a foolish thing not to go for a charge, although it's also a foolish thing not to have Thomas here to give these guys a morale boost. Try and move them faster towards our designated spot here. We'll also move Flansburgh and Croxton forward as well. Got a lot of guys back here. We've also got those supplies that are much needed by Long and his cavalry, so I'm going to send him up there towards the supplies. And we'll have Klein temporarily take his location. You can see that a lot of the Confederates are starting to move in here. That's a cause for concern for sure. We've got Cruft over here dealing with Jackson and his men, but there's definitely a lot of enemies pushing over here, and I want to make sure to watch them. I don't want to totally focus on this area. I want to make sure that we're watching multiple locations. But right now, this enemy unit, Govan, is completely out of the woods, and I'm thinking with a few flanking shots, we can just totally destroy his men. Starkweather's boys are trying to help Turchin in his melee attack, and they're also out of ammo, so we need that ammo wagon to get over here quickly. I'm going to go ahead and resupply over here with Long. Come on, Long and supplies. We're nearly out of supplies. Move Lilly forward, and Church. Move the rest of these guys forward as well. Try and take that position from the enemy. Jay's Mill. There we go. Turchin is definitely taking out the rebels. I'm going to keep moving forward with the rest of our men. Now, this battle was a victory for the Confederacy, one of their last incredible victories, I would say, really in terms of being able to stop a Union advance completely in its tracks. So if we could win here, that would be a big win. We know that the Confederacy has a lot more men approaching this battle, so I'm going to send the 17th Indiana south. In fact, we can see they're already engaging Thomas. That's not what I want to see with Manny and a few of these other guys. So I'm going to get Starkweather skirmishers to go over here and try to take this location, but at the same time, keep the firepower up on the rest of the enemy. And there's Forrest. Forrest now a general, of course, and able to lead a true massive amount of rebels here. So we've got to take this location and defend it against Forrest. And we know Forrest will stop at nothing to get a victory, so we've got to be very careful here. Our men's lives are in danger. I mean, aren't they always in danger? But against Forrest, I feel like there will be no quarter whatsoever, and a lot of charging probably. So I'm going to move in here as quickly as I can. It's good to see that McCook is doing okay. I want to keep moving the rest of these boys forward, Thomas and his men, and maybe even come down from the north on this location, because we know the enemy is going to try to push here. We're doing our best to hold this area. In fact, let's move Gross forward, Smith. Union secure Jay's Mill. That's what I like to see, boys. Now let's take Klein. The rebels may counterattack. Oh my goodness. Here we go, guys. The battle is heating up. D.H. Hill's corps has been spotted marching north from this road. He will possibly attack our forces at Jay's Mill. And we've got some more rebels on the way as well. It is our priority to guard our positions against Lafayette Road. We have camps on Lee and Gordon Mills, so we've got to keep our men in that location. Unfortunately, some of our army cannot move. They've got to stay put, and Vineyard Field. A lot of these locations are just untenable. We've got to keep them untenable. We can't let the enemy break through, and Brotherton's Cabin. So we are going to stay at this area and try to defend it, and Kelly's Field. If the rebels repulse us from any of this position, we will have to withdraw from other roads, and Chattanooga shall be defenseless. So as you can see, all 4 of these locations have to remain defended, guys. We've really got to do our best. We've got a few men approaching here. I'm going to send them over here to the center, because that's where I think the main rebel attack is going to come from, but we've also got to continue our advance over here, or at least continue our defense now that we hold Jay's Mill, and watch for the rebel army approaching. You can see just a huge amount of action going on here, a lot of men on the field. We're going to have to move these guys in and around all these different positions to hold them, and I hope we can do that. I hope we can complete that job. We do have a lot of men. We're firing. We're wasting Smith. That's looking great. Come on, boys. Hazen. Try to get some skirmishers out of Hazen since they harassed us with skirmishers for so long during this battle. I think it's only fair we do the same to them. Come on, boys, reload. King, what are you doing? Get out there. Alright, here we go. Now we're pushing on Forest men. A little bit of a counterattack on our end, as a matter of fact. Watching these rebels, because as you can see, look at those skirmishers getting behind Croft. I don't like that at all, and it looks like they're actually, oh my goodness, those skirmishers are doing an amazing job. Just the guerrilla tactics of the rebels right now are really surprising. Major William Jones is wounded, so they're definitely doing their best to displace our artillery, and we've got to do everything we can to repulse them. So let's grab Klein here, move him south. We know there's probably a large group of rebels, but they're going to have to break through this first group of our men before they head over. Let's actually head over here with Klein. Scribner to go here and defend this area as well. I feel like if we could stop the rebel assault on this area, we're going to really do a great service to our men on the southwestern part of the map, because I think all of these Confederates are trying to get over there. I could be wrong, but another problem is that to move here, we're having to get out of wood cover, and to do that, I think we might as well go for a charge. If we're going to get out of woods cover, we're not just going to stay put in the middle of nowhere. We're going to charge. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that's going to go well for us. Can't promise. But some of our men are out of ammo. Obviously, getting some ammo wagons would be helpful. Get Thomas forward a bit. And while we're at it, we'll move Turchin over here as well. Boys, hold the field. As you can see, we've got the first group of rebels approaching this area. Let me see if Swallow... Actually, want to move Swallow a little bit forward. Just saw some rebel activity over here. Probably should have kept Beatty. Actually, Beatty's already on a defensive line. But I think we should maybe move some of our boys up, like Haig, on this defensive line. Kind of near the farm. We're, of course, moving the rest of these men up to that central position, so I think that was a good call. Colonel Smith-Atkins is wounded. That's not good, but it happens to the best of us. Let's go ahead and fire on Waltham. Again, that lack of ammo is hurting us, but to get that ammo wagon all the way over here is going to take a lot of work. Probably a lot of movement, too. Let's grab the ammo wagon. We're going to bring him down. Let's grab him and Long. Bring him all the way down. At least Long has refilled his ammo for sure. But the rebels are kind of trying to surround us, from what I can see here. It's a very messy formation for both of our sides. And I'm thinking if we can at least hold them over here by the woods to the east, well, we've got a good chance of winning. Strahl, Gross, rest of these boys hazing. And I see all those dead rebels in the woods. It's kind of a lot harder to watch them. Oh my God, Brigadier General John King is wounded. That's not good. But it's interesting to see the amount of rebels on the field that are down in these woods. It's harder to spot the enemies and the casualties because of the wood cover, but believe me, the rebels are taking a hell of a hit. And so are we. I mean, our boys are taking some nasty hits here. We can see some shell holes around. They've got some nice artillery over here. Tried to damage that in the last turn. It didn't work out that well. They seem to get away, and that's a problem. We can see that both of us, not just us, but the Confederates as well, are running out of ammo, and I'm going to charge here. This is probably the battle where I've done the most charging, just because I think we can actually manage it. And if we can charge from 2 locations here, bayonets at the ready, this is perfect for this close combat woods fighting, is to try to go ahead and win in a charge situation against the enemy and just totally crush some rebel units, maybe even take some of them prisoner. That would be amazing. Firing at Morrison, boys. Battle's not over. Still holding that location, and we're still doing a lot of damage to the rebels over here. Let me get Scribner forward. He should be firing at Strahl. See what's going on over here. Stannard, our artilleryman, is managing to hold off those rebel skirmishers, which is, testament to his bravery and his abilities. And as long as they're not pushing on those southern locations, I'm going to be fairly happy. I don't want them retaking Brotherton Road or Jays Mill. These are our locations, and I intend to keep them that way. Oh boy, Scribner's going to go in for an attack on Smith. I don't think he has much of a chance, much of a choice, or both, to be honest with you. Got some loss of ammo. DH Hill is reinforcing the rebels. Now this is where things are going to get tough. DH Hill has got a large force. A lot of our guys are out of ammo. They've been fighting in the woods for hours, and it's not going to be easy to repulse the enemy. We've also got General Thomas over here. I'm going to move him back a little bit. He's got a lot of men under his command, but we could very well lose Jay's Mill if the rebels were successful here. And with DHL, look at that. Look at all those men. With DHL supporting the attack, it's going to be tough. But if we can hold them here for a long time and delay them, I think we hold a very good chance at getting a very good result in this battle. Don't forget, if you guys enjoy these Ultimate General Civil War battles, to please support me by hitting the like button, commenting down below, and I'm serious, every comment pushes us up higher on those rankings, on those YouTube rankings, so it really helps. And also sharing this on social media. By the way, it looks like our attack did not work out as intended. Look at all those dead Federals. We've lost a lot of men in that attack, a lot of men bayoneted, probably hit with the butt of several rifles, and not doing that great, let's be honest, to put it simply. But I want to grab our 2 artillerymen here, move them to the front immediately, because I can see DHL's forces massing for an attack. Got Maney here. These guys are only feet from one another, and they are angry for sure. Alright, there we go. This is all DHL's men. We can close them in here. We stand a chance at stopping them. That they are definitely advancing, and we have lost a lot of men in this attack. We've lost a lot of commanders in this attack, I should say. Here we go. Massive Confederate problems over here. They're definitely trying to break us with D.H. Hill, and he's got enough men to also press on this part of the battle. So I'm going to move Scribner up. We're trying to get him into this wooded location. Do the same with King here. Come on, boys. Look over here at these men. Crittenden is doing all right, but we can see more of D.H. Hill's men approaching. So we've got to be careful. I'm hoping they aren't really aware of our presence. There we go. Nice. Beautiful. That's all thanks to shell shot. You can just see the amount of holes here all over the battlefield. They're trying to get close, but they are not really succeeding. And that is an awesome, awesome thing. So there we go. Bradley and the rest of these boys have arrived. I'm going to put them over here in these predetermined locations. I'm assuming that these are pretty good areas to put men. I mean, there's a reason that we've got, a suggestion to put them there, I'm thinking. But look at D.H. Hill. I mean, just a huge amount of Confederates, of rebels moving up here. And the carnage here is surreal. I mean, DHL ain't playing around, boys. And I don't like that our men are getting riled up here, because instead of focusing on defending this area, they're either running or trying to charge the enemy. There's a lot of confusion here. I'm tempted to move these guys forward, but I know these are our most important locations. So even if it means losing Brotherton Road, I'm thinking we might just allow that to happen. I'm not going to move these guys out of position just to stop the enemy from taking Brotherton Road, especially since DHL's forces are massive on this side of the battlefield. So if we can stop guys like Robertson from getting closer, hey, more the merrier. In terms of the more enemy casualties, the merrier. And there we go. We got Dees moving forward. Dees has a large amount of men. Might even move Sirwell forward here to assist Carlin against Dees. Remember, he's got that wood cover. Looks like we have some cover too. Pretty good cover, actually. 82%. And it's probably because of these fences. But nonetheless, I don't like the numerical advantage that the enemy has here. Even post would probably help us against Dees, but he's going to have to move across a lot of open territory. But you can see, if you're looking at the mini-map, the massive amount of rebels now massing on this location. And that ain't good. That ain't good at all. Looks like Thomas can even get cut off here. Totally cut off by the enemy. Right, a lot of these guys can probably move back. Let's grab them. Move back through the woods. Y'all did your job. Now you get the hell out of here. I might keep Croxton skirmishers here, because I know that these rebels, with their guerrilla tactics in this battle, are doing a great job at basically chasing us as we move back and firing at us, weakening our numbers, basically, making our jobs a lot harder. So I'm going to move this cavalry unit, led by Long. Look at that. Yeah, they're moving us off the road, and with great intensity as well. All right. Excuse me, y'all. All right, Harker. I'm going to actually let Harker move forward here against my better judgment, just to get a better shot on Fulton. I'm going to do the same with Willage. Get some skirmishers out of Willage as well. Shall keep Willage in his position, but I'm going to send his skirmishers out to harass Fulton. Retaking this location. Benning has no fear, none at all. I wonder if Fort Benning was named after Benning here. I doubt it, but that would be interesting. It's definitely reputation precedes him, to put it simply. Fire King. Let's get a volley, for goodness sake. There you go. Nice flanking shot of sorts. Definitely looks like Thomas is getting cut off here. We are being surrounded, and the rebels are charging. Yeah, get that canister shot off, boys. Connell over here. Everybody's got to protect Thomas at this point. Kind of reminds me of Chamberlain at Little Round Top without the hill, of course. Just flat ground, but we're trying to hold these locations, and it ain't easy. I definitely want to go ahead and make sure that Jay's Mill is not being contested. This is one area I do want to hold, and I think we can. Especially since, look at that, Wilson is the only guy right now pushing on it. Come on, we can keep Wilson back, I think. Yeah, definitely. Brotherton Road is definitely under rebel control at this point. It might even be in our best interest to pull the hell out of here. Yeah, Scribner, get your ass back. Same with you, Cruft. You're not doing any favors by getting shot up. And DHL's men are doing a great job at shooting you up. Alright, Robertson keeps coming back for more. He just can't get enough. I feel bad for his men. But he's definitely going to win some sort of medal if he manages to survive this battle, win or lose. Just for his bravery, or maybe his stupidity. There we go. Yeah, a lot of losses here, a lot of lack of ammo. There we go. We've got Polk. The great Polk charging on us on Hazen. And I think he could definitely break Hazen here, almost for sure. I'm wondering if we should take Scribner and try to countercharge Polk, but since we got this wood advantage, it's probably not a good idea. Damn! Getting shot up. Let's see what's going on over here. At least we're holding Jay's Mill. We might not be able to hold the Brotherton Road, but we could certainly hold Jay's Mill. And I'm wondering if we should follow through there's a lot of artillery coming from this location, or just try and hold Jay's Mill and ignore Brotherton Road. That might be the best idea right now. Let's take a look over here. All right, Dees is there. Sir Will, are you getting any shots off? Post, get in the damn woods, boy. I don't care how long it takes. In fact, you can run, Mr. Olak here. You can see running through a river is not going to make them that much faster, unfortunately. But it might just turn the tide. Okay, nice flanking shot on Dees. Here we go. Great shooting there. I think they're using just a regular M1863 Springfield. Yep, right. I was right. Move Sirwell forward. Show the Rebs that they cannot break this area at the very least. They can take Brotherton Road, I don't mind that, but they're not going to get Jay's Mill or any of these other areas, at least not this turn. Damn, Polk, you are tough. Really wish that a nice lucky shot hits Polk here. That may or may not happen. Okay, now, guys, we must secure Lafayette Road at all costs. Battle is continuing, and this is, so far, I have to say, probably my favorite battle of the game. Of course, it's the one that was just recently added by Game Labs, and I can't wait to see what we have to do now. So we've got to secure Lafayette Road. Arrived very late in the night, so the Confederates are not full strength right now. If we can break their army at their right flank, we can win the battle today. Yeah, well, that's going to require a lot of movement. And Brotherton Road, it's going to be tough. We've still got some men up here in the north. A few skirmisher brigades that have just joined us. We're going to bring them into the fight, of course. Probably try to flank the northern part of the enemy's army. But, yeah, this ain't going to be easy, boys. Not at all. Let's take a look. Oh, my goodness. Let Biddle do the best of you. Alright, guys. Well, you know how this works. Hit that like button if you are liking the battle. Put some comments down below, ideas, suggestions, whatever you want to call them. We need every single one, because right now, this battle is about to get a lot tougher, and it's already pretty damn tough. So let's try to get a victory here and do our absolute best against these rebels. Thank you for watching, take care, and make sure to tune in to part 3 of Chattanooga.